Kamala Harris became the first woman, first African American woman, first Indian American, and first person of Asian American descent to be sworn in as Vice President of the United States on January 20th, 2021. But to understand how she got here, we need to go back. Born in Oakland, California on October 20th, 1964, and raised in Berkeley, she was a daughter of parents who immigrated from India and Jamaica. Her parents were activists where she was exposed to civil rights demonstrations. She quickly became infatuated with role models such as Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall to civil rights leader Constance Baker Motley, which inspired her to become a prosecutor. In 1990, she was hired as a Deputy District Attorney for Alameda County. She was then appointed to the State Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board and then the California Medical Assistance Commission. In 2002, she won the election to become San Francisco's District Attorney, thus making her the first person of color to have ever been elected to that position. It was that job where she made major strides in criminal reform. Under Harris, the number of defendants sent to prison for cases such as marijuana possession went down dramatically. It was also this time that Harris created a hate crimes unit which addressed the city's crime against the LGBT community and other minority groups. As District Attorney, she never pursued a death penalty and was a model for criminal re-entry programs and addressed the student truancy crisis within San Franciscan schools. This experience is what pushed her to go to her next goal, which is Attorney General of the state of California. Winning the election in 2011, she went right back to work, launching the Mortgage Fraud Strike Force, which recovered nearly $600 million that was lost in the 2010 mortgage crisis. She also secured $20 billion for financial assistance for California homeowners while extending pensions of public employees and teachers. In 2015, she stood up against big tech when she mandated that applications must share their privacy policies as well as foreclose the private information that they are sharing. She has stood up against Prop 8, which says that marriage between a man and woman exclusively is valid. She also secured $50 million to clean up after the Costco Busan oil spill, and in 2016 investigated civil rights violations and excessive force in some of California's police forces. In the 2016 election season, she became a senator for the state of California. She used her power to condemn the Muslim travel ban and called for the resignation of another senator for his use of misconduct and abuse. In 2019, she called for the investigation of the death of a transgender woman who was in ICE custody, bringing forth the ideals of fair treatment into the mainstream sphere. She also brought light the Uyghur genocide by the Chinese Communist Party. In 2020, during the impeachment of the 45th president, she made it clear that no one is above the rule of law. With all these accomplishments under her belt, she looked at the presidency as her next step. Even though by late 2019 she dropped out due to a lack of funding, she was called by Democratic nominee Joe Biden to be his running mate. Her and Joe Biden would later win the election, and on January 20th, 2021, she would be inaugurated as the 49th Vice President of the United States. Kamala Harris is an inspirational woman in her own right, but what do you guys think? Comment down below and stay tuned for more original programming for Women's History Month.